Good evening to all now present here. I'm Shruti from Dhanvantri Biomedical. Please change the slide. Yeah. Right. So in India, 30.8 million are mobility impaired, out of which 10 million require defecation assistance. And 4% of death results every year during the patient transfer to the toilet. And we are here with a product called Sahayata. Next slide. Sahayata, a smart defecation cleansing assistive device for the immobile population. It has got an inbuilt defecation and cleansing assembly, which maintains the patient hygiene and dignity and reduces the patient transfer. This is our product, Sahayata. Now let's see how Sahayata functions.
You can speak through it, Shruti.
Yes. So this is the locomotion and defecation assembly, where the defecation assembly is opened with a lid and the patient will be sitting above. After the defecation, the patient will be assisted for cleansing with the help of a switch. There's a power on switch. After pressing that, there are indications. So after pressing cleansing switch, so the 300 ml of water sprays from the bidet. So this is the novel idea and the novel technology which is being brought in Sahayata for the safe and hygiene defecation cleansing, which will be assisted for the patient to take care of their defecation hygiene by themselves with one touch. And after defecation, the collection can be takes place by easily backward commode removal, which is another unique technique which we have used in terms of design innovation over here. So after the defecation process, again the lid can be placed or the closed, so the patient can normally use this as a locomotory chair. Yeah. So the novelty over here is the inbuilt defecation assembly, unique design of cleansing system, increases the dignity and maintains hygiene up to 99.9%. In the IP strategy, we have filed a non-provisional product patent, PCT covering 140 countries. We have also filed a US application, the trademark which is being granted, and we have also filed the design patents as well. In the feasibility part, we have developed the CAD model designs in the initial phase, developed a series of prototypes, did a clinical pilot study, and then we did a certification of the product. Next slide. Yeah, these are some of the awards and recognition, as in Sushrita Innovation Award by Indian Medical Devices and Plastic Industry, Chinni Krishnan Award, Suyashakti Award, and we have been also recognized internationally by Offered, IFA, Oxford Business Group, Patent Magazine, so on. Next slide. Yeah, so we did a market validation of the product as it is an innovative product in these many hospitals with clinicians, old age homes, adults, with male and female patients, clinicians and caretakers, and we found 98% of acceptance. Next slide. Yeah, we went to an extensive competitive landscaping and found Sahayata of Dhanvantri with an exclusive feature such as locomotion, recline, backward commode collection, cleaning assistance, inbuilt water storage, which comes under the cost of 29,500 only. Next slide. So we, Dhanvantri, are here with a vision to create a better health and well-being of mobility impaired for now and for future generations. Next slide. So this is our team. Myself as a founder, we have an experienced team member from the mechanical and electrical background. We also have advisors on board, where professor is developing different kinds of wheelchair from the past 10 years. We have doctor who's from MDCRC. We have also got clinician from the nursing home. Next slide. So we are here with a project called Sthiti, a program to assess the mobility impaired to carry out the basic activities of daily living in terms of defecation with dignity and hygiene for the ask of 15 lakh rupees to deploy 50 devices of Sahayata to increase the quality of life and well-being of the mobility impaired. Now let's see how Sahayata is creating an impact in mobile patients. Next slide. Yeah. There is an audio.
Pragna, can you just stop for a moment? And when you share, there are a couple of tick marks to be ticked. I think just try that in case audio is not playing.
வருஷமா இருக்கோம். பாட்டி வந்து நான் கேர்டேக்கரா நான் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கேன். பாட்டி பேர் வந்து பெர்னாத்தம்மா. இந்த சேர் நேம் வந்து சகாயதா. இது வந்து ரெஸ்ட் ரூம் போக வசதியா இருக்கும். பாத்ரூம் போகிறதுல பாட்டிக்கும் கஷ்டம் வரும், ஏன்னா எங்களுக்கும் கஷ்டம். அதனால சகாயத்தை இந்த நாட்கள் வந்ததும் எங்களுக்கு யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருந்துச்சு. அதுவே கிளீன் பண்ணிடும்.
பாத்ரூம் வருது, பாத்ரூம் வந்து பிள்ளைகிட்ட கூப்பிடுவேன். ஒவ்வொரு பிள்ளை வருவாங்க, ஒவ்வொரு பிள்ளை வரமாட்டாங்க. இந்த சகாயத்தை இருக்குது. இப்போ நானே அதெல்லாம் பார்த்துக்கிறேன்.
Yeah, next slide. So these are some of the letters from the NGO and the old age home requesting for the product Sahayata. Yeah. So the beneficiaries are geriatric population, immobile, differently abled individuals, and bedridden specifically. So the user case is like old age homes, NGOs, home care solutions, home ICU solutions. And the impact what we are trying to provide over here is to improve the quality of life of immobile individuals, increasing the independence and social integration, upholding the sense of self-dignity, preventing the patients from fall by 90%, reducing the numbers of caregivers from 3 to 1. Next slide. So this is the timeline which has been planned for the deployment of 50 numbers of Sahayata.
Yeah.
Next slide. So let's assess the immobile patients with Sahayata. So it is not just a story of a single patient. Millions of lives can be touched with the help of Sahayata. Thank you.
Thank you.
Open for questions.
Yeah, thank you very much. Pragnya, there is a bar coming on the top from your screen. You might want to minimize that or roll it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Great. So thank you very much, Shruti. I think we can now open the floor to a few questions. But before that, I'll request comments from some of our advisors. Niranjan, would you like to go first? Maybe while Niranjan gets his thing together, maybe Dr. Shankar. Yeah, Dr.
Yes.
Shankar, please go ahead, please. Yeah.
Shruti, firstly, compliment on a brilliant product. It's really, really good. And I had just a couple of doubts in my mind. First one is that even if a person has to pass tools, you would have to make the person stand up and remove the pants, and then make the person stand up again and put the pant back after the person has finished the job. So technically speaking, it is not continuously sitting there. So which brings me to the next question. In the market, you have simple wheelchairs available at about 6,000 to 8,000 rupees, and you've got simple defecation things available at 800 to 1,000 rupees. So if I have to anyway make a person stand up, why can't I shift between these two rather than pay 29,500?
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for putting this question. So first thing, there are so many products for assisting the immobile patients for their defecation. So our novelty is to assist them with a cleansing. Usually what happens, the patient who's lying or the bedridden patient has to assist by some caretaker to get up from his bed, remove his clothes, place them in a commode wheelchair for the defecation process. So what happens? This can be taken away with the help of only one caretaker or the caregiver. So while the time of cleansing, they need an assistance of two caretakers, one to hold them and another to clean them. Otherwise, there are more chances for the patient to land up on the floor. So we are assisting the patient in cleansing and also like making the work simpler and easier for the caretaker. That's what the innovation what we have bringing into Sahayata. And when we talk about other products, yeah, there are commode wheelchairs usually which sells for 6,000 to 8,000 in the market currently. But those commode wheelchairs are on the toilet. So again, when the patient is very urged, if we take about the short example of the video which we took from one of our user, she used to urge for the toilet. While she is urging, their caretaker won't be available. So what happens if it's bedside and if she is able to like little bit transfer by herself? That time Sahayata is completely useful, and when the caretaker is available, she just comes and cleans the commode, and she just takes care of the other process or the other members. So that's what the difference what we are trying to make here.
Fair enough. I think that cleaning bit is genuinely a very interesting addition. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Panchanathika, do you want to add something? Question, please. Dr. Panchanathika, you're on mute. Yeah.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I think this meets a very huge social, health, and personal need. So I would say it is a very laudable step that has been taken to develop this particular device. The automation part is greatly impressive. That is, no person is involved in cleaning up the private parts. I think that is something very, very useful. And I guess any step that helps maintain the dignity of these unfortunate people is really, really welcome. And another thing which I found for this product, I think it is very affordable as compared to others, and the automation part. So put together, I think it's a very viable and very useful device that could go to not only hospitals, but also old age homes, and as well as even a few patients, chronically ill patients who are staying in their own homes.
Thank you. Niranjan, do you have any, Dr. Kambete, do you have any comments?
I mean, I just could join the meeting at the end of the presentation. So
yeah,
I could not gather the entire details of the product, though earlier I've seen some of the brochures and things like that. But by and large, it is quite cost-effective product. And if it is helping not every patient, but at least a percentage of patients who are getting an improvement in the quality of life, it is a good product, really.
Yeah. So Shruti, do you want to address this issue of in a typical use case that you have done with some of the elderly patients right now, like the video that you showed?
Yes,
how do they manage their clothes when suppose they have an urgent need to go defecate or to go to the toilet? What is the current way by which they are managing their clothes? I mean, I can understand that some of them must be using dhotis or loose clothes and so on because they are bedridden normally. But can you give me a little bit of a sense of that?
yes, definitely, sir. So when we took trials, when we talk about the Indian culture and the dress, it varies from state to state. And if we came up with the clothes especially for the product Sahayata, but the patients were not like very much interested to wear because they were already comfortable with the clothes what they had. So we thought of targeting the patients who is capable of controlling their fecal or the urinary urination. Yeah. So if at all the patient is able to control it for minor 5 seconds or 10 seconds, he can undress himself. For example, we had a patient who was amputated. His 2 limbs were working. The problem what he had was, Pragnya, can you share my slide? We can show the patient. So the problem what he had was he got his leg amputated. He kept a caretaker to the last slide. Thank you slide. Yeah. Yes. So this is the first client. So he got his leg amputated, but the problem was his limbs are working, so he can undress by himself and dress by himself.
बचाव आउटरीच करूं SYD जो करने का
Sorry, can I? Oops, sorry. Just give me a minute, please. We'll just sort this out. Shruti, are you able to speak, or you're on? Sorry, I think. Yeah. Okay. Can you unmute now?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So the
Go ahead.
patient had issue in cleansing himself. So he kept a caretaker for him to undress him and assist him to take the clean his body every day after the defecation. He was comfortable in wearing his dhoti, but he was able to undress and dress him as well. But the cleansing part was the most important problem what he had. So it can be any kind of dress, because the India is full of cultures. So any kind of dress can be adjustable with this product, differing, and only the suggestion would be the control in the defecation and the urination, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I think that covers all the questions.